Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Bonsai Blacksmith. Here we have a small Monterrey Cypress, and the goal today is to actually turn it into a Bunjin style, or start training it in the Bunjin style, which is or Literati. It's a traditional Chinese style, kind of like the Chinese philosopher paintings with the brush strokes, as Mr. Chan says. So let's go ahead and explore what we have to work with. We have the seedling. We have this form that I forged here. Pretty cool. I have some aluminum wire. You even have twine. Now I prefer twine because it's more gentle to the tree, especially if you leave it on a little longer than you're supposed to. I noticed the aluminum wire will cut, like most wire, will cut into the tree sooner than the twine will. I also have my hand-forged letter knife that I made for air layering the other day, and just a couple different pruning shears, fine and broad. I'm not going to take this tree out of the pot for this episode. I'm just going to stylize and prune the top into the Bunjin. So let's go. Right, here we go. So the first thing we need to do is see the front of the tree, and I'm thinking the front of the tree is what's facing you now. So I'll do the work with the form here from this perspective so you can see the front of the tree and how I want to develop. Now with the form here, I'm going to try to put the form in on an angle to help have the whole style of the tree lean in one direction, which is more, I'd say, traditional. For this, we're just going to leave a little foliage on the top and one or two branches down the bottom here to help give that sparse look. So that's the first plan. So I don't want to cut any foliage until I put the form in. Then I'll follow the trunk with the form. Be very gentle not to hurt any roots. I kind of put a little bit of distance in between from the trunk. Here you can see between the trunk and the form. I twisted the form so the wire or twine or whatever I use will stick to the form easier. Now I probably won't use this entire form. I'm going to end up using a lot of this tree's trunk in this curve, so we'll see how that actually works out. You can kind of see the motion that I want to go with here and then here, like so. So we don't need these limbs at the bottom for this. Go ahead and clip those off now, including the one facing you. Get these other ones growing out the base here. I'm not sure about this one yet. We'll see how that works. I think I'm going to use wire, aluminum wire for this for now. Let's see how that works. Hopefully well. Kind of use my thumb to act as a spacer there. So we'll go ahead and tie this to the base. Like so. Now I don't really have any fine pliers to help with this, so I'm just going to bend this around the steel bar. The steel can take it, just be careful of the trunk, okay? That's how that works. And that's temporary. I'll remove that within 30 days and rewire it or retwine it wherever I deem it necessary. I'm going to keep going. Again, pre-bend it with the thumb. Get this to take the form we want it to take. Keep that tight. Use the steel twists to help lock that in place. I can trim the aluminum back once I get it trained. Now, go ahead and bend this one in. Let's get another piece ready. Like so. Without hurting it too much. It's a very young tree still. This is actually a Christmas tree supermarket special that was left over, and I'm like, you know what, I can do something with that Monterey Cypress. I think that would be a good bonsai one day. So I saved it from the grocery store. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and do this last little bit I need to do right here. Pre-bend that. Bring this down through like so. Wrap it on there a little tighter like so. Now you can see where there was a cut branch here and we bent it. That's not actually broken. So we're going to let this flow in this nature and it'll take its nature, it'll curl back up. I can try to encourage it to do this, but I don't think that's going to be necessary. Now we have this pad here, which is idyllic, and this pad here. I'll protect these two pads. I think this pad has potential, but this pad does not. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that. I'm going to take this pad. Well, that's a two-dimensional tree, right? So if I do this, we have a three-dimensional aspect, but that's the front of the tree, and we already have things going on there. So I think it'd be best just to go ahead and take this one off for now, like so. Now we have this one at this angle, which is pretty long. We have one coming out the top. We don't want that. Take this apex out. I'm going to leave this one, and I'm going to cut this back. Just not sure where. We don't want these sticking up. I don't want it to have another apex, basically. Take that one off there. And pack the dirt around the form some more. Take a look around and see what we're working with here. I'm going to have to bring, we have a couple things sticking up we want to get rid of. One's sticking straight up as well. Get rid of him and with him. Take these ones that are coming straight down and the ones that are coming straight up. I guess they call these candles. I'm not quite sure. This is my first conifer I'm really working with, so I'm just training these flat. So some people used to say you should probably wire these down, and they wouldn't be wrong. Go ahead and take this other piece off for now. You can see where I use the branch separation internode there to help the wire stay where it needs to stay. Let's see if I can't clip off this excess for now. That way in the future I'm not cutting myself on this tree while I'm working on it. So you're probably asking yourself what I should do with this next piece. And thinking, I think I might actually put a piece of wire there to train it. I usually don't use wire, but in this particular case, to fit this form, I'm going to. But again, using the wire, you're going to want to use that less time than you use like twine. Twine is a little bit more gentle to this process. Go ahead and push this in to the form, and then close it around the steel. Like so. Alright, so there is the form being used to help turn this more into a Bunjin style tree. We'll see how this develops, and I will give you updates as we go along. This is definitely Shohin style. It's a Shohin bonsai. It's under 20 centimeters, so we're going to keep that idea for this tree the entire time we have it in this bonsai garden. So again, thank you for joining me for another episode of the Bonsai Blacksmith. I hope you learned something today. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments. Give me a like and subscribe if you'd like to follow along and learn more. Until next time.